Peptides are getting a ton of attention lately, and I see so many questions in the Facebook groups that I'm in. And I've listened to a bunch of peptide podcast episodes because all of the podcasts I subscribe to seem to be talking about it too, because peptides are super helpful in certain situations. But the question is, are they helpful for you? Are they what you should be turning to? Or are there other solutions you should try first? Welcome to the Health with Hashimoto's podcast. This is where you will find clarity and simple, sustainable strategies to feel better. I want to help you figure out your root causes. My name is Esther Yunkin. I am a registered nurse. I know how exhausting it is to live with fatigue, brain fog, and the ups and downs of Hashimoto's. And that is why I'm here. I'm here to cut through the confusion and to give you practical steps that support your body, calm your immune system, so that you can regain your energy and feel like yourself again. Is there ever a topic that comes up in your Facebook groups or school community or anything where you see the question so many times that you just have the answer pasted on your phone so that the next time you see this question, you just copy from your notes and then you paste it into the Facebook group? I have several like that. A lot in the homeschooling world. I have been homeschooling for, 14 years. So a lot of the answers that I give, obviously my answer isn't changing. It's just a new person asking. So I have my comment, my answer saved in my notes app. Well, recently I saved a new answer and it is about peptides. Let me give you some of the questions that I've been seeing in the Facebook groups that I'm in. One of them says, okay, I'm heavily considering peptides. My chiropractor does them with a PA and I want them. I want to lose the weight that I'm desperately trying to lose. She goes on to say, I just keep gaining weight. I mean, it could be muscle, but it's so discouraging. My problem is I'm so afraid that peptides will affect my fertility. And she's eating a calorie deficit. She feels like she's doing all the things. She's tracking her macros and calories to make sure she's in a deficit. So she's wondering about peptides. Somebody else says, is anyone in here familiar with the pros and cons or has done a deep dive on microdosing GLP-1s or even just peptides in general? I'm asking for a friend who has heard that microdosing could decrease inflammation and potentially lower Alzheimer's risk. If you have any research to back up your information, I'd appreciate it. Another question. My fiance has gone down the rabbit hole of peptides and he wants to try them. He is considering, and she names a couple peptides. Does anyone know any side effects or short-term or long-term? Or are peptides safe to take all the time? Are they a health trend scam? I would love any info. These are just from the last couple weeks. And it is a rather large group, but that's only one of the Facebook groups that I am seeing the comments in. So I've saved my answer to this common question. Like, what are peptides? Are they useful? Should I try them? That's the basic premise of most of these comments that I see or questions that I see. So first, let's talk about peptides. What are they? Are they helpful for somebody with an autoimmune disorder like Hashimoto's? Well, peptide is a cell messenger. It is a cell signaling agent. Peptides provide a variety of functions in the body. You are very, very familiar with some, like insulin. Insulin is a peptide. Insulin is your fat storage hormone. It tells your glucose, the sugar, where to go in your body. It helps it get into cells. And that's why we call it the fat storage hormone, because if you have an excess of sugar in your bloodstream, the insulin is like, oh, we got too much. Let's send you into some fat storage cells to save you for later. Insulin is a peptide. GLP-1 is a peptide. GLP-1 has a lot of different features and functions, and I have done several different episodes on GLP-1. What is it? What are the risks and benefits of medicating with GLP-1? And how can you increase your own body's production of GLP-1? Because GLP-1, like every single other peptide, is something that your body creates. Your body, when it is healthy, when it is functioning well, it creates the perfect amount of peptides for your function. And of course, that's the problem. Sometimes things happen and our body is not creating the peptides or not utilizing the peptides like we need them to. For example, insulin. People have insulin resistance, or people have type 1 diabetes where their body can't make it anymore. There's different things that happen to sabotage the peptide insulin, whether it's the creation or the usage that happens in different peptides too. So what is a peptide? It's a cell messenger. It's a cell signaling agent. It's also a tiny bit of protein. Peptides are made up of amino acids. Last month on the podcast, I talked to Lori Hammer, and she shared with us all about amino acids, what they are. They are the tiny building blocks of proteins. And if you're not getting the amino acids that you need in your diet, if your body doesn't have those ingredients, then your body can't do what your body is designed to do. Her story is super powerful. I did get some amino acids after talking to her, and I will tell you that one of my sons, we started using amino acids with him, and his mental health is, I would say, night and day different. Of course, he's still human. He still has good days and bad days, but I was telling my husband, it's like I have a different kid, especially in the morning. Like, his brain is working. He is able to smile. He's able to carry on a conversation. And he's, in fact, getting less sleep sometimes because of other circumstances. So it's not a sleep issue. It's not a lifestyle issue. The only thing that's happened is we implemented these amino acids in his supplementation routine. Because again, if you're not getting them in your diet, that's where supplementation comes in. And so when my husband and I were talking, when I was talking to my husband about the interview with Lori Hammer, I was like, this would be interesting to try. It's all natural. These are just amino acids. They're things that he should be getting in his diet, and maybe he's missing some. Let's try it. And like I said, night and day difference. So go listen to that episode if you have not listened to it already. So amino acids are the teeny tiny proteins. They're the building blocks. Peptides are like the next step up. So what are some of the benefits of peptides? Well, they're helping your body do what your body is supposed to do, right? They're strengthening some of the peptides. Like, every peptide has its own function. So some of the peptides are going to help you strengthen your tight junctions in your GI tract. Like leaky gut. We don't want leaky gut. Leaky gut is huge in the autoimmune world because it's one of the main factors. And so we want to fix our leaky gut. One of the things that helps is peptides. And that can come from our own gut. Our own gut is supposed to create the peptides that tell our gut junctions, those celled, the gaps between the cells, to close. We want that to happen. We don't want things to leak out. Peptides also help tissue repair. They help recovery from acute injury. They can help lower systemic inflammation. They can improve your microbiome. They can reduce your cardiovascular risk. They can support neurocognitive function. They're associated with reduced rates of cognitive decline. There's so many different things that peptides do. And like I said at the beginning, they are things that your body is supposed to make. As other hormones do in your body, peptide levels can decline with age. They can decline with illness. They can decline with infection. There are many different things that can impact your peptide production. When I talked about peptides back in the episode about gut health, I think it was episode 184, I was talking about your microbiome. And the one specific product that I use is called P84. It's in the Healthy Edge stack from LifeVantage. And P84, it's a little packet of like purples and reds that I put into my morning smoothie, and a little packet of greens. It has 84 ingredients. That's where it gets its name. And by using that one product, my body is producing more peptides. The research they've done on it, I think there was like 13 or 14 different peptides that get back into balance, that if they're supposed to be high, they're going back up in my body. If they're supposed to be low, they're going back down. My body's doing what my body is supposed to do. And that's the goal, right? And so that is basically my Facebook response. Here is my Facebook response when I see somebody asking about peptides. I don't answer this every single time, just sometimes. Okay, this is what I say. Peptides can be such a game changer. Before starting with those, however, I prefer to make sure the body has the ingredients it needs to make its own peptides. For example, are you getting enough amino acids? I also want to make sure the body is doing what it's designed to do, like creating its own peptides, especially in the gut. Before adding a supplemental peptide strategy, I work on those two things. The best solutions I've found do cost money, but they help your body do the work instead of relying on external peptides. First, the ingredients. In order to make peptides, your body needs the correct amino acids. There are several options on the market. The most popular one is Perfect Amino because it has huge names behind it. Personally, I like Total Amino Solution from Janessa better. That's the one that Lori Hammer was telling us about. That's just my aside. Okay, back to my Facebook response. I said, of course, amino acids come from protein. You can get your amino acids from your diet. Just make sure you're getting enough protein and a variety of protein sources. And to help your body start making the peptides you need, I like the Healthy Edge stack from LifeVantage. For disclosure, I am an affiliate. This combination of products activates 14 different peptides in your gut and 29 genes with especially meaningful impact, including 4 key genes that help cells anticipate daily demands, respond more efficiently, and adapt more intelligently over time. So that is like my standard Facebook response. And sometimes I don't put the whole thing. Sometimes I don't put it at all. It kind of depends on, who's answered already, if they're getting the right information. And honestly, if I feel like it, because you don't always want to engage in Facebook groups, right? Or is that just me? So anyway, peptides, super, super helpful. There's something that your body needs. There's something that your body makes. And if you're anything like my feed, they're all over your social media and they're all over in your podcast feed. They seem to be everywhere. So this is my perspective. Number 1, helpful. Number 2, your body can make them. Number 3, let's help your body make them again. Give your body the right ingredients that it needs, the amino acids, and help your body know that it should make them. I have 4 boys. If I tell them to make supper, that's giving them like that activation is saying, go do this. But if I don't give them the ingredients, then they're not going to do it. They don't know what to do. And yes, that happens quite a bit. Like go figure out lunch, and they don't know what to make. They don't have their ingredients, so they don't make lunch. I have to give them both the ingredients, say here is the food, and I have to say go do it. Same thing for your body with peptides. It needs to know to do it, and it needs the ingredients. And that is why I like that combination of making sure you're getting all of the amino acids that you need. And if you're not getting them from your diet, that's where supplementation comes in. And making sure that your gut is doing its job in making the peptides. But here is a perspective from my friend Sarah. She is super holistic, super crunchy. She wants everything to be as natural and clean as possible. She wants to make sure that her body is functioning as designed, and she does everything she can to make sure that she's healthy. And when I say she's done everything that she can, like she has researched every single modality that you have ever heard of. She is so knowledgeable about all things health. I learned quite a bit from her. She's just fascinating. And when I heard that she was doing injectable peptides, this was back a while ago, I was like, what in the world? I did not expect that of Sarah, because I know that you are so conservative in what you allow to be put in your body, what you allow in your food. Like, tell me more about this. So this is a little voice note that she recorded for you for this podcast episode.
So I would consider myself one of those crazy holistic people. Like I used to be super, super extreme. Things have changed a little bit. Being a single mom, like budget has, changed. But my basket of supplements still looks like an apothecary. I have thrown every herbal protocol diet change at my body and my children's bodies trying to heal them. So when people ask me, why are you using or considering injectable peptides when peptides are theoretically already made by the body? Like, shouldn't your body just do this itself? Here's my honest answer. Yes, your body makes peptides, but if your body was making enough of them in the right places at the right times, you wouldn't be dealing with the issue that you're dealing with, right? So that inflammation would already be gone. The gut would already be healed. The tissue would already be repaired. And the fact that you're still struggling, it just means that the signal isn't getting through. Or, and this is probably the biggest case, especially in Hashimoto's, is your body is so stuck in fight or flight. So you're in survival mode and you literally can't Your body cannot get out of its own way to heal. And that's the part that people aren't really talking about in the holistic world because they just want to shut down. It's like pharmaceutical grade peptides. Well, here's the thing. When your body is in survival, you can throw every herbal thing on the planet and control your diet perfectly, and it still won't work. You cannot heal from a place of inflamed, depleted, stuck. You have to calm that storm first. And sometimes that means a medical grade peptide, not because herbs are bad, because I use them, I love them, but because here's an example. Your CYP detox pathways, your liver, your enzymes, they're already maxed out, and adding more supplements to an overwhelmed system is not going to help. So sometimes the most gentle thing you can do is to shortcut that signal. So here's my personal example. I had knee surgery 6 months ago. My C-reactive protein is still really elevated. I had ordered every tissue repair supplement under the sun. I'm not even joking. I didn't have time to wait, though, because I was taking them and I was like, gosh, this could be a really long process. And I'm the only parent for my kids. So I tested out BPC 157 and TB 500 to heal the inflammation directly and calm my joint pain and all those things. Because at some point, the question stops being, is this natural? And it starts being, how much longer am I willing to suffer waiting for my body to figure out how to heal on its own with these protocols and supplements that I'm adding to it, right? And if the answer is, I've got time, I'll keep working on this protocol, beautiful, stay the course. But if the answer is, I'm exhausted, I'm inflamed, I've been doing this for years and I'm not getting there, then peptides are not the enemy of holistic. They're the bridge. But 2 non-negotiables for me. Medical grade only, regulated sources only. I will die on this hill. There's no gray market, no random vials off the internet. I use LEMD because it's prescribed, dosed properly, and you have an actual doctor. You have access to them 24/7. So if anything does come up, you can speak to them. Going holistic doesn't mean going careless, right? If you're going to go over into the medical grade peptides. But that's my take. Holistic first, always. But sometimes your body needs the signal turned up. And that's not a failure of natural healing. That's just being honest about where you are. And you can always transition back to your protocol.
So that is Sarah's perspective. She's done everything holistic. She's done everything naturally. She has more knowledge about herbs and homeopathics than I will probably ever have. She is so knowledgeable, so smart, so experienced, so natural. And yet she needed something to work faster, and she needed something to help her body do what her body wasn't doing. And so she turns to peptides. And like she said, not on the gray market. There are a lot of peptides that are just available, but they're not regulated and they're not coming from a place where you know that the quality is pure. The gray market, I don't know if you are aware of what the gray market is, but it's not the black market. It's available to most people, but it's not regulated. And usually when you're getting something off the gray market, it's not intended, or it says that it's not intended for human use, or it's not intended for injectable use. And yet you are getting it so that you can inject it into yourself. And obviously you are a human. That is my understanding of the gray market, like broadly. And so when Sarah started using peptides, she went to the company LEMD. And perhaps you have heard of LEMD. It is physician run. There are physicians. So if you're going to order through LEMD, it's always with a doctor prescribing it. However, influencers and affiliates give you their link so that you can connect with LEMD. So Sarah is an affiliate for LEMD. If you go, I'm going to have the links down in the show notes. If you go to Sarah's site, she has a peptide quiz. So you could figure out what would be most beneficial for you. And like I said, I always believe that you should start with giving your body the right ingredients and telling your body to do its thing. But if the timeline of that isn't going to work, or whatever for you, then maybe injectables are the answer for you. The nurse practitioner that I work with, she has a lot of people using injectable GLP-1s, and their goal is to lose enough weight so that they can start implementing these lifestyle changes that they want to. But before they're able to start implementing the lifestyle changes, they need to lose the weight. So it's like the chicken and egg thing. What is it for you? So if you're considering peptides, injectable peptides, Sarah has a peptide quiz. You can go to her link, click the link in the show note, and you could do the free quiz that'll help you figure out what peptides might be most beneficial for you. You could also book a 15-minute call to chat with her. She is super, super knowledgeable. She also has a link to connect you with LEMD. With LEMD, like she said in the voice note, it's all pharmaceutical grade. It's not the gray market. So I hope that answers some of your questions about peptides. I did not go into like all of the different peptides. You've heard of some: Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, Zepbound. Those are all GLP-1 peptides. There's other ones. Maybe you've heard of some big long names. Usually they're letters and numbers, or they have these like, I don't know, techie. To me, they sound techie names. There's a lot of different names for peptides. There's a lot of things that people are doing. And I feel like this market is just growing and growing because we're learning more about how the peptides impact health. So it is a good thing to be knowledgeable about. And like I say over and over, you are the CEO of your own health. You need to learn about what is impacting your health, and you need to make decisions about what is best for your journey. I am always here and available for you if you want to do a single Hashimoto's health session, or if you want to do the full 6-session Hashimoto's root cause reboot. I am here for you. I want to support you. But sometimes you just want to take a product. You just want to take like the Healthy Edge stack, get your body creating the peptides again, lower your overall inflammation. Like, you want to get your body doing what your body is supposed to do. Sometimes you want to start with the injectables and do the lifestyle stuff. Of course, get out of fight and flight, like Sarah said, and start using microdosing of other peptides. Only you know what is the right course for you, and I am here to support you every step of the way. Down in the show notes, you're going to see several different links. There's going to be a link to the gut episode that I did where I talked more in detail about the Healthy Edge stack and getting your gut to create more peptides. I will have the link to the episode with Lori Hammer where she talked about amino acids. I will have the link to the quiz about peptides from Sarah, where you can also book that complimentary free 15-minute call. And I will have her link to LEMD so you can order. That's 4 different options for you. All of the gurus say only have one thing for your podcast listener to do at the end of an episode. But I know, yes, you might be overwhelmed. You might be dealing with brain fog, all of that stuff that goes with Hashimoto's. I know you're smart, and I know that you can make the best decision for you. So I am putting 4 links down in the show notes. You choose what is the best step for you next. Do you want to learn more about gut health, amino acids, or peptides, or you just want to order? Head down to the show notes and click the right link for you, and I will see you next week on the Health with Hashimoto's podcast. This podcast is for informational and educational purposes only. Please discuss any changes with your trusted healthcare provider. To take your next step, join our school community and explore the courses available there. You do not have to figure your health out alone. So that is school, SKOOL.com, and it is the Health with Hashimoto's community. I'll see you next time on the Health with Hashimoto's podcast.